Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're doing a very smoked out, fiery orange winged liner with a very bold lip. We are using the Morphe 35O palette for this tutorial. I know this palette is constantly out of stock, and if you don't have it on hand, then just use any matte orange shadows in 3 different shades and you will be able to achieve this look just fine. So first we applied the white shadow on top of our brow bone as well as on the inner corner. Now we're taking Morphe's Slate gel liner. Any black gel liner will do, and we're using the Morphe B46 detail liner brush. It's a very thin brush because we're trying to do a cat wing with a very thin line on the lid and then bringing it up very close to where our eyebrow ends and making a wing from there. It's okay if the liner gets a little bit sloppy because we're going to go back in with a few of the shadows from the palette. We're going to blend it over top because as the end result we want a very smoked out cat wing. We're going in with the light orange shade in the palette, and I'm taking the Morphe M433 brush. This brush is very similar to the MAC 217, and what we're doing for this technique, we are taking the shadow starting from the edge of our wing line that we already made, and we're feathering it inwards towards the inner part of our lid. However, we're only feathering it a little bit, as you can see, and not taking it all the way to the inner corner. So now we took the medium shade of orange and we're doing the same technique, but this time we're making sure not to bring it further than the light orange shade that we already applied. Now we're going in with the darkest and most vibrant orange shade in the palette, and we're taking a brush that is very similar to a pencil brush, and we're again following the cat wing that we made, but we're making sure not to blend it over the other 2 shades that we already applied. So when we're applying this shade, we're basically going right over top of that cat wing. We did the same thing with the brown in the palette, went right over that cat wing, and now we're going in with the Sigma E30 brush and a very dark ash brown shade, and again smoking it out even more and following that cat wing that we already made. And this dark shade is just going to give us some definition and smokiness. Now we are going in with the Morphe M433 brush with no additional product, and we are blending out the tops of the shadow where it ends between our brow bone and our crease, and then we're going in with the Urban Decay dual-ended blending brush, which has no additional product as well, and just blending out the shadow even more to make sure that there's a very seamless gradient to the brow bone. Now we're going in again with that white shade and our shader brush, and we're just touching up where we already applied the white shadow. So again, we're going to apply it on the inner corner of our eye and bring it up all the way to on top of our brow bone, just because this look is going to end up very smoky, very dramatic, and we want to make sure that we do have some brightness as well. So now we're taking our Maybelline Master Conceal concealer. I use the shade 20 Light, and we are applying it in the same motion that we do in every video. It's going to be in an upside down triangle underneath the eyes, blending it out as much as we can with our finger, and then blending out the excess product with our beauty blender, as well as applying the concealer above our cupid's bow on our chin and our forehead, just to balance out the highlight all across our face. While applying this concealer, I am using the beauty blender to clean up any of the shadows that we may have blended past our wing. This is a great technique to use just in case if you overblended and got a little sloppy with the shadows and you don't want to use a makeup wipe to remove it and mess up the foundation that you already applied underneath. Next we're going in with Laura Mercier's Secret Brightening Powder. We're applying it with our damp beauty blender underneath our eyes only to set the concealer that we applied under there. By applying this powder with a damp beauty blender, it is going to help the powder seep into the skin, and it just eliminates the powdery effect that a powder can give. I only like to use the Secret Brightening Powder underneath my eyes, and then I'll go in with the lightest highlighting shade in the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette using the Morphe M438 brush, and we're just applying it to the rest of the areas on the face that we highlighted with our concealer. Now we're going in with the warmest shade in the palette called Shadowplay. As you can see, I love this shade. I have hit pan on multiple shades in this palette. This palette is just amazing. And we are taking the Morphe G4 brush and applying the bronzer on our cheeks and as well as on our forehead. We're also going to take the bronzer and apply it underneath our jawbone just to give more definition to our jawline. Because this look is going to be so dramatic, I wanted to balance it out with a very dramatic contour. I like using the darkest shade in the palette whenever I have very smoked out eyes, just because I feel like it brings the look together. So I'm applying this contour shade with the Morphe M557 brush. This brush has changed contouring so much for me. I have used it ever since I got it, and just make sure that your contour is applied evenly. It doesn't make it muddy, choppy, anything like that. So if you're looking for a good contour brush, I highly recommend that one. We just blended out the contour that we applied with the same brush that we used to bronze, and now we're going in with a blush that we are using from the BH Cosmetics Glamour Blush palette. The shade that we are using is my most favorite shade in the palette. It is a coral shade with very slight gold shimmer, and it looks flawless on the skin. So now I'm just toning down and blending out the blush that we just applied with a powder brush, and I'm just buffing it into the skin. This brush has no excess product on it. I'm just using it to blend. So now we're going in with Becca and Jaclyn Hill's Champagne Pop Highlighter and applying it to the tops of the cheekbones as well as above the cupid's bow with our Morphe M438 brush. And then we're going in with Jordana's Easy Liner in Jet Black. I really like this liner. It's super affordable and it works just fine on the waterline for me. So all we're doing is we are going to apply this liner on the upper and bottom waterline, and then we're going to smudge it out with a smudger brush. The one that I'm using is from Eco Tools. It is again very affordable and it comes in a travel kit, so it comes with other brushes. These brushes I use for multiple purposes and they get the job done, so I highly recommend them as well. We're going to go in with the ColourPop gel liner in Get Paid, and we're applying it on the outside of our black wing that we have as well as on the inner third of the lower lash line. This gel liner is going to act as a base for the coppery shimmery shade that we're going to apply in a little bit. If you were unable to completely clean up the edges of your wing with your concealer when we highlighted, applying this gel liner can also act as an agent to clean up and make your wing a lot more crisp as well. Now we are going to take our Sigma E30 pencil brush and taking the lightest orange shade that we used on our lid, and we are blending it over top of where we smudged out our black liner on our lower lash line. And then we're going to take the medium orange shade that we also applied on our lid, and I used this shade and applied it over top of where we put that light orange just because I wanted the lower lash line to be just as vibrant as our lid and bring the look together. Now we are going in with the most beautiful shade in the palette. This one is a very foiled, shimmery shade. It reminds me a lot of Makeup Geek's Flamethrower foiled eyeshadow, if not better. And we are applying it with our Morphe G29 angle liner brush and just outlining and packing it on top of where we applied the ColourPop gel liner and Get Paid. Again, we are going in with the white shade from the palette with our shader brush and just packing more white shadow on the inner corner and dragging it up onto the brow bone just to touch up any of the highlighted effect that we may have blended away. Now we're going in with Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Mascara. This mascara was actually sent to me. It was sent to me by Influencer. It's a program where you take surveys and do product reviews, and in exchange, sometimes they will select you to send you a product for review. So far, I really like this mascara. It does the job for me. It lengthens, it volumizes, but I really like my Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara, and it is a lot more affordable, so I would rather prefer that one. But if you have the money to justify purchasing a luxurious mascara, then that one is a great option. For this look, we applied KoKo lashes in the style Goddess, and then we're going in with Dose of Colors Teddy Liquid Lipstick. This came in the Dare to Dazzle trio. It came with 2 other limited edition liquid lipsticks. If you do have this trio, the other 2 liquid lipsticks would do just fine with this eyeshadow look, but I wanted to use this one just because this one is so unique. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoyed doing this tutorial, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I am planning on doing a Q&A video very soon, just so you guys can get to know me a lot better. So leave any questions you may have for me and want me to answer in that video down in the comment section, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.